What is going on? Matt O'Leary back with another video, and I just wanted to come on and react to something that Robert Saleh said today, and it's big because it allows the Jets to do things a little bit differently, and that's talking about Alijah Vera-Tucker. Also, I'm just so excited because finally my Aaron Rodgers throwback jersey came in the mail. I love it. I'm never taking this thing off, but it came yesterday, so I'm going to wear it in the videos today. I'm obviously very excited about it. I think it looks gorgeous. I can't wait to wear it for opening night against the Buffalo Bills because the Jets will be wearing those jerseys that day. Okay, but here is the big story of today. Sorry, got to focus up now. The New York Jets head coach Robert Saleh came out and said that the Jets would be open to playing Alijah Vera-Tucker at tackle, which is something that they did last year. Now, normally, I am more of a fan of playing AVT at guard because number one, I think that's his best position, and number two, that's where I think he has the highest ceiling. But as Robert Saleh says, he's going to play the best five, and he's in there. And if the Jets' best five is with him at tackle, you might have to do that, especially when right now there are major, can't emphasize enough, question marks at that position. Yes, Robert Saleh has been confident in saying that Dwayne Brown will be ready to go in week one, but we are a month away from the season. He has not stepped onto the field yet. He will be back, quote, soon. That could mean anything. Soon could be 3 days. Soon could be 3 weeks. We don't know when he is going to make his way back. Mekhi Becton, while he has shown promise and looked good in limited sample size and during training camp and the Jets' first preseason game, he played 7 snaps and had to come out of the game. He right now is running with the twos. You can't really say that you are all the way confident in Becton. If you are, you got your homer hat on. And I like Becton. I think there's a chance he could work his way back and get himself into being the starter on this team, but he hasn't shown it yet. So there is risk involved with relying on that right now, saying, okay, for sure, opening day guy, he's going to play 17 games. We're good. We're fine. And then beyond that, right now, you're starting Max Mitchell and Billy Turner. You don't want those two guys to be your starting duo in a year where you're trying to compete for a championship. Yeah, maybe one of the two, right? Obviously not both. I think Max Mitchell has, a chance to be a serviceable starter. I prefer him as a swing tackle, but Billy Turner stunk so far in training camp. He has not looked very good at all. Yes, he's a veteran who knows the system and knows Aaron Rodgers, who worked well with Rodgers. Nathaniel Hackett obviously likes him very much. But I don't like the idea of him potentially being a starter at either left or right tackle. And both those guys have flipped sides, by the way. They have played a little bit on the left. They played a little bit on the right. But moving AVT to tackle allows you to do really two things. Number one is if you just want to keep what you have here, the bodies that you have here, and you move AVT to right tackle, and we're going to assume Brown's going to come back, you have an offensive line of Brown, Tomlinson, Tippmann or McGovern at center, whichever one isn't playing center at guard, or Wes Schweitzer at guard, who I think is okay, and AVT at right tackle. So again, you could go Brown, Tomlinson on the left, AVT, one of Tippmann or McGovern at center, and then one of Tippmann, McGovern, Schweitzer at right guard, and that makes me a little bit more comfortable and confident in the unit. Is it a perfect unit? No. Is it improved based on what the Jets have went out there and shown you so far? Absolutely yes. That would make me feel significantly more comfortable and confident than what the Jets have run out there. Or if you want to say, you know what, we freed up space by the restructure of Aaron Rodgers, and there's a disgruntled guard out there right now that you could trade for and have an immediate impact, and you pay him, and that's it, right? You could do that. Zach Martin. Would the New York Jets swing big and try to trade for Zach Martin? Now, here's the issue. You don't have the ability to trade your first or second round pick this year because it's already in a deal, the Aaron Rodgers trade and the conditions. It is most likely going to be a first round pick, but maybe for the Jets, they're trading a third round pick this year and something else the next year, or it's a third round pick that's conditional that could move up to a second if the conditions on the Aaron Rodgers deals go through and you move your first and second round pick. Because again, you're trying to win a championship with Aaron Rodgers over the next few years. And Zach Martin is the best guard in football. Yes, he's 32 years old. It doesn't matter. Guards play in the league until their mid-30s. And when you're in a window of going for it, like remember when the Jets brought in Alan Faneca for 2 years at the end of his career? Same kind of deal. And Faneca was still really damn good. That 2009 offensive line was one of the best offensive lines I've ever seen in my entire life watching football. And you could have that because you could go Brown, Tomlinson, McGovern or Tippmann at center, Zach Martin, AVT. By the way, Zach Martin, 8-time Pro Bowler, 6-time All-Pro at the position of right guard. I am significantly more comfortable moving AVT out to tackle and saying, we'll deal with him maybe not hitting that upper echelon ceiling and just being like a solid, good tackle if you're going to have Zach freaking Martin play on his other side. Man, because eventually you'll get Tippmann in there, right? You would think over McGovern. The thought of Tippmann, Martin, AVT doing absolute damage in the run game on the right side of that offensive line is truly, truly special. And on top of that, if you want to even say you bring Martin in and eventually Mekhi Becton works his way back to where he can come in, okay, great. Then AVT goes to left guard where he originally was drafted to play. Mekhi Becton comes in, plays right tackle, and there you go. Or if there's an injury and Dwayne Brown has to come out, then you could have Mekhi Becton play left tackle. It just gives you a lot more flexibility, gives you a lot more depth. If the Jets were to make a big splash, like I've seen, okay, you maybe trade for Mike Evans, if, in the season, Devontae Adams, you go right down the line of guys who are on some really crappy teams, who might be trade deadline targets for the Jets or still maybe can make a move before the start of the season. This Zach Martin one, I think, is the most appetizing. I'm okay with the Jets receiving core and running back room and tight end room. And you could talk about adding Dalvin Cook or adding, again, one of those wide receivers. I think the most impactful thing would be adding Zach Martin. I don't think it's relatively close. You got to keep you got to keep Aaron Rodgers upright here. Number 8 upright. That's the most important thing, folks. And the best way to do that, get the best freaking guard available that's disgruntled. Or how about this? I'll throw one last scenario at you. Dalton Reisner's a starting caliber guard who's just sitting out there in free agency. If you don't want to swing big, maybe you go somewhere in the middle, right? You bring in Reisner, plug him in at guard, move AVT to tackle, and you do it that way. And you have Brown, Tomlinson, McGovern, Reisner, and AVT as your offensive line, because that would make me a hell of a lot more confident and comfortable than what the Jets are currently running out there. And I know you feel the same way. You could be high on Mekhi Becton all you want. You could be saying that this offensive line's fine. Max Mitchell's going to be a starter. You want to make sure this offensive line's the best that it could be. And this is a way to ensure to do that. So sound off below. Let me know your thoughts on 1, Robert Saleh's comments. Number 2, would you go out there and trade for Zach Martin, bring in Reisner, or whatever the hell else? Let me know what you would do down in the comments. Once again, I'm Matt O'Leary, and I will catch you next time.